whenever you are set.
When I say the word health, I'm sure like many of you have connotations. For example, if you're a guy, you probably think of a member of the Spartan Army from 300, or if you're a girl, you probably think of a Victoria's Secret model. Health is actually defined as the level of functional efficiency in a human body. So appearance is actually not as indicative of one's health as one may think. Health is actually things that like we can do to control our health. I mean, there's many factors that play upon our health, but things that we can do specifically that affect our health is exercise and diet. Which leads me to my claim that I believe that one should live a healthy lifestyle, a healthy and active lifestyle, in order to sort of maintain, or in order to sort of fulfill their maximum potential throughout their life and in their day-to-day tasks. Because a body that is more functionally efficient is sort of more primed to handle whatever the day has to throw at them. And you can sort of exploit more of your opportunities throughout the day, whether you be at school, work, at home. You just generally be more productive. Now, I mentioned that exercise and diet are important factors in doing this. However, I do believe that diet is probably more important because it's more long-term. Exercise, I mean, when you're young, you can exercise, you can burn like a crap load of calories, you can sort of, improve your body as much as you like, but ultimately your joints may give out, you can sort of injure yourself, and throughout age you'll get fatigued, and you won't be able to sort of get that same output from exercise as you would diet. And also, diet does help your organs more internally, and maintaining your organs is probably, you can maintain your organs better through diet than you can exercise, basically, even though they're both equally important. So first off, I want to clarify what a typical unhealthy diet consists of. I'm sure you guys have an idea, but the Livestrong Foundation, for instance, sort of defined unhealthy diet as a diet that has an excess of substances such as sugar, salt, fat. I mean, there's many other things, alcohol as well, nicotine, caffeine. An excess of any of these is never good for your body. But as far as foods are concerned, sugar, salt, and fat seem to be the common denominator that all unhealthy foods seems to contain. Of course, like fast food has this kind of stuff, chips, chocolate, regular soda, that kind of stuff. It's going to be bad for you to eat it. It's not going to kill you, have it once in a while, but avoidance of such products might be worthwhile if you want to sort of maintain and if you want to maintain full functional efficiency of your body. The reason why stuff like that does harm your body, there's a doctor known as Dr. Scott Olson from olsonmd.com. He's a medical doctor. I'm not sure what hospital. I found it kind of difficult to find on the website what hospital he was actually an MD for, but he explains rather nicely the effects of an unhealthy diet on an individual. He says that the reason why an unhealthy diet can hinder one's ability to get the most out of their day is that when one has excess amounts of sugar, salt, or fat, or any other sort of product that you really shouldn't be ingesting, your body has to or your organs rather, require more blood to deal with the heavier workload of balancing all these substances out. And your body dealing with all this will cause your brain and other organs to have less blood flow going to them. So you become more fatigued, and you ultimately become less attentive. You're going to find it harder to focus on certain tasks because more blood's again going to your organs as opposed to maybe like your brain or other necessary organs for bodily function, and you'll just generally find it more difficult to do day-to-day tasks. Maybe not to. There's going to be a varying degree. Depends on how much of these bad substances you do ingest. But a little amount won't kill you. A lot might. There's a study done by the American Heart Association that they basically came up, and this was with sugar. They did a study with sugar, more specifically added sugar. Added sugar is any sort of additionally ingested sugar other than natural sugar in your food. Natural sugar is in bread, it's in fruit, it's actually in many things. When it sort of breaks down in your body, like you eat bread or something, it will break down and there will be sort of sugar sort of particles in there. But added sugar, they sort of define as refined sugar, like sugar you get in soda, sugar you get in candy and chocolate and what have you. And they came up with a conclusion through various research and experimentation that a grown man should not ingest more than, I believe it was 36 grams of added sugar, and a grown woman shouldn't ingest more than 22 grams of added sugar, and a child shouldn't ingest more than 12 grams of added sugar. Now let me give you an idea of perspective here. A regular can of 12-ounce soda, like Coca-Cola for instance, has 39.7 grams of sugar. So if you drink one can of regular soda, that's you already kind of thrown over the limit. And you know, I mean, upon doing research for this, even that fact pretty much shocked me, because there's times when I'm at work and if I'm thirsty and I'm getting if I'm thirsty, I don't really want to drink water because the water fountain at my work has nasty water in it, and Coke tastes better. So, but I had no idea that this was throwing me over the limit. Just one can would do that, because I used to have I can remember just last week I had 5 cans one day. So I'm not sure if I'm still suffering from the effects of that or not. But another thing is the problem with sugar is that sugar does increase hyperactivity, and this isn't energy. Many people think it gives you energy, and I guess to a certain extent it is energy, but it's not focused energy. It doesn't help you sort of be attentive at school or at work. You're just more likely to be distracted, and it's basically what it says it is. It's hyperactivity. You're going to be kind of like for example, when you see a 12-year-old drink a Red Bull, it's kind of that effect, but on a lesser degree if you're an adult. So, and also sugar, that's if your body can't use the sugar, it tends to store as fat. So if anyone is worried about, if anyone is sugar conscious, excess sugar will actually store as fat rather quickly, more so than fat itself. If you ingest something that has fat, it's a different kind of effect it has on your body. So a solution to this, of course, is a healthy diet. Now, a healthy diet is basically the avoidance of just what I mentioned above, trash food, basically, like Big Macs and cheeseburgers and what have you. I mean, because we're living in a day where there's a lot of sort of good tasting food out there that's really bad for you. I mean, I heard the other day on the radio that there's a Carl's Jr. somewhere in the Midwest that has a foot-long $6 burger, and this is basically 3 $6 burgers stuck together with 3 burgers in the middle, and this thing's meant to have 4,000 calories, and people will eat this and they survive somehow. So we live in a society or we live in a country where this is possible. So I think it's definitely worthwhile to avoid stuff like that. Certainly a 4,000 calorie burger. But on top of that, Dr. Oz from that TV show. I've never actually seen the TV show, but he has a website. I'm not sure which channel it's on, but he says a healthy diet typically consists of sound nutritional principles, because there is no sort of set in stone healthy diet. I mean, because there's several variations of a healthy diet. But he says if you can sort of maintain a healthy diet that contains high consumption of fruit and vegetables, a low consumption of red meats and fatty foods, if you can sort of ingest a good amount of protein from fish, white meat, dairy products, and nuts, he says that would be good for you, and consumption of salt, pepper, sugar, caffeine, other caffeinated beverages, alcohol, a whole bunch of other food tasting stuff. He says you should try and stay away from that. And that's just generally a healthy diet by his standards. So, in conclusion, the aim of this speech was not to try and suggest that one should substitute their diet for a diet consisting of protein shakes and vitamin pills, nor was I suggesting that to remain active one should run a marathon every weekend. Rather, the aim of this speech was to sort of make you all aware of what effect good tasting food unfortunately has on your body, and give you an idea of alternatives and sort of maybe suggest moderation as opposed to sort of indulging in good tasting food. Because if you want your body to run at maximum efficiency, if you want to get the most out of your day, and if you want to achieve just the most of your opportunities, it helps if you're running at sort of full capacity, if you will. It's like your body's kind of like a car. You maintain your car parts real nice. You change the oil. You give it sort of you put the 91 gasoline instead of 87. It's going to run better. Your body's kind of like that. If you give it good nutrients, you're going to get better output out of it. So the aim of my speech was just to make you all aware of that, and thank you for listening.